Final hour for a Thursday. Good to have you with us. Kevin Wall with you. Joining us now, he is a candidate for governor. He was a part of the great debate this past weekend in Reno. He is Barak Zilberberg, and he joins us. Barak, first of all, thanks for joining us. Tell me about the great debate in Reno. How do you think it went for you?
First off, I'd like to thank you for always being on your show. Thank you so very much, Kevin. I love you. I tell you, you should have moderated the whole debate personally. But, any rate, the red move was great. We had a very, very effective and a very productive function over in the debate. And like I said to you, I arose and I called out all of the rhinos there. Each
by name?
And every one of
by
them,
name?
One by one. And you know what? There was a no-show as far as Lombardo. No-show Joe. No-show Joe. So basically, I just want to let you know, I called them all out, which is Michelle Fiore, Dean Heller, and also Mr. Lee. And then furthermore, No-Show Joe didn't show up. So it was a great debate. It was the truth. It was actually the truth in the debate. It's the transparency of presenting to the people as to, what the truth is. And not corruptness. We're not here for corrupt reasons. I am not. They are. And we're here to bring them all out. That's what it is.
Okay, so eight of the 9 show up. Was there any word as to why Sheriff Joe did not decide to come out and debate?
I have no idea why he didn't come out, but it was his loss. I tell you, because that was his chance to come out and highlight as to what he wants to do and what's his vision. However, as being a sheriff, he hasn't been able to, as far as do his job as a sheriff. So how you want to appoint him into office as governor? I just don't understand. None of those people have the abilities of being a governor, period. And then furthermore, I have another gubernatorial debate on February 8th at 11:30 in the Dragon Ridge Country Club. I advise you all to listen in on that one as well. And I'm going to call out more people. We're gonna bring everybody out to the light and make sure that everybody understands, the logistics and get educated. My whole theory is please educate yourself as to who you're going to vote for and who is the best candidate for the job, being governor of Nevada. This is not a joke.
Okay.
Being governor of Nevada, you're servicing over 3 million people, and you're catering to all people in Nevada. So this is not a stunt move here. This is basically reality. And please remember to vote Barak Zilberberg. Barak Zilberberg.
Barak Zilberberg joining us, a Republican candidate for governor of Nevada. And I've got to ask you, you had 8 of the 9 candidates there. You are one of them. I'm curious what you found out about the other 7. Any impressions you had of some of these candidates?
Yes. Actually, I was sitting right next to Michelle Fiore, and we had a brief discussion together on the table. And she turned her head to me and said, "What is your problem?" And I turned my head to her and I said, "You're a bad woman. And you're going to start listening to everything I have to say. And furthermore, you have no credibility whatsoever." So, and I told her I am going to win. Under all circumstances, I'm going to defeat you. And then and in my head, I'm saying I'm going to defeat the current governor as well. Everybody's going to come down. One by one by one by one, and I'm for the people, by the people, and with the people. These people are all corrupt, and not only they're all corrupt, they're in for their own interests. They haven't done anything for the state of Nevada, and I'm so passionate, and I'm a patriot, of the United States of America and our blessed state of Nevada, that I passionately have to do my duties as a citizen of the United States. I'm not a public servant as of yet, but when the time happens, then I'll use my powers so that it is to your advantage, you all, one by one, so that I work for you, okay? You're not working for me. And with those people, they're working for themselves, just to clarify things.
I want to ask you about your plans for Martin Luther King Day coming up next Monday. You going to be out and about?
Yeah, I tell you, I'm going to be over at the parade. I believe it's coming up soon on January 17th at 8:30. I believe it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 a.m. sharp, folks. And that'll be in downtown Las Vegas. And it'll be very nice. I'm going to meet and greet everybody, and I'm going to go ahead and cordially introduce myself to those who don't know me. And, basically I like to see the people know who I am, and my genuinity is what I would like to bring to the table here for the state of Nevada, not only for the Black Americans, for all Americans in Nevada, because I love you all. And furthermore, I commemorate Martin Luther King. I believe he's an iconic and a visionary and a person that came out. Unfortunately, he took a bullet for our country. Because of he took, and I would take a bullet for my country as well. He's a Black American. I'm a Jewish American. So we love this country, and we will uphold our constitutional rights and our freedom, so-called, to the last breath of ours. And I will as well, just as he. And I commemorate him. I love him. I think what he's done, he's made a remarkable movement, and I will withhold his movement further on in leadership. God bless you, Martin Luther King. I love you.
Want to ask you about something that's going on right now, the closing of schools for 5 days. The question is, should parents be given more choices and more involvement in these decisions? These seem to be coming unilaterally from the district. Yeah,
it should be the parent choice. Shouldn't be as far as a government's choice and stance as to if the children go to school or not, okay? Should be as far as the stances of the parents of the children. So if a parent feels comfortable in sending in their children to our schools, okay, go ahead, But if you're not comfortable, that's another thing. The government is not the parent of our children. The government is not doctors of our children, and our well-being is us in the public. As far as us Americans, they're not doctors. I'm sorry to tell you. Parents know exactly their children. They understand their children. They know their children's bodies. They know what the functions are that their children are able to do and not able to do. So they should have the choice and the say as to, what goes on, if whether they send their children or they don't send their children, period. Also, let's discuss also the Supreme Justice as far as decision today on, the vaccination, all that. Have you heard as to what's gone on lately?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. The Supreme Court slapped down the Biden vaccine mandates, and so now Biden has a huge loss. What did you make of what SCOTUS did? What the Supreme Court of the United States did?
You know what? I tell you right now, Supreme Justices should run as we are as public servants. They should run every 4 years. I think they're hens laying their eggs there for 9, 10, 12, 15 years. But I'm very impressed with their decision today. Seriously, I mean, given and said all the logistics of running and all that, I believe they should run. And when I become a public official, in as far as governor, I'll have a say with D.C. and hopefully I could enhance, all positions within our country and within our state. And everybody should run for their positions every 4 years. So there's change of power, there's change of fresh blood, ideology, people with vision, and that's the whole beauty of our country here in the United States of America. Now, regards, I'm very impressed as to what is took place, and in my as far as sense, it's a victory for us Americans. It's a victory for us Nevadans. Absolutely. This is definitely the right decision that should have taken place. And Biden, you didn't win this time. I know you want to bring your socialistic and your communistic as far as ideologies to our country, but it's not going to work because we are the voices for everybody. We come out and we voice ourselves. Not only me, but there's others out there that we voice ourselves. And basically your ideology will not work. Your visions will not work. You just don't understand logistics. I'm sorry to tell you.
I want to ask you because the president was on Capitol Hill today trying to make his case to Senate Democrats to pass a lot of his programs, including voter integrity, voter ID, all of these things that he wants to restrict. And I'm just curious what you thought. He came out of those meetings, by the way, with Senate Democrats, and he came out as a kind of a beaten man saying it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get this done. That would be really, really good news. What do you make of that and his trip to Capitol Hill today to meet with Senate Democrats?
Well, I tell you, as far as voter integrity is number one. Everybody should go in with valid identifications, government identifications. I like the passport. I love passports because when you come into this country, you identify yourself as a U.S. citizen or as a permanent resident of the United States. So I like passports. That's how I like to uphold our American, as far as integrity in our voting system. The only way, everybody should have a passport. They're identified as U.S. citizens. Personally, because with the driver license, they issue driver license to everybody. So it's not as effective as a U.S. passport, in my opinion. So in regards to election integrity, as far as in Nevada, that's what I would uphold in our voting system. And when I become governor of Nevada, which is the CEO of Nevada, I'm not going to, as far as receive any messages from anybody, nor as far as D.C., because I'm the CEO of Nevada, and I'm going to correlate my values and everybody's values as far as the people. Forget mine, but as far as the people's ideologies and upholding our people, our citizens of Nevada's ideologies to the highest levels. That's what I'm going to do.
I want to ask you about what's going to be coming up in your campaign. We've turned the first of the year. We're into January, and we're sprinting to the finish line, so to speak, to the June primary. Yeah. And I'm curious, you're going to have events. You're going to have things that are going to be out there where people can actually get out and meet you and talk to you.
Yes, absolutely. I've already engaged into many events. As I mentioned to you, I already have a gubernatorial debate on February 8th. I'm going over to Elko County. I'm going over to also to Flandego Hotel, which is the big red wave of Nevada. There's an event there on the 15th of January. It's just unbelievable. The inflow of demand and people want to see me and hear me and want to see my ideologies and want to be present with me has been, unbelievable. I just nonstop getting calls, emails, anything you can imagine. And I also answer all my calls and all my emails. I'm not a hide and go seek type of guy. So I actually, and also yesterday I was over with the Latino radio group. We had a meeting together, and I want, as far as launch, also promotional, as far as campaign with them as well for the outreach of the Latinos. And furthermore, I'm going to also bring out a social platform, which is called yourfreedomplatform.com. I'm going to, as far as create a social media, as far as platforms, so everybody could say what they want to say uncensored, anytime, any place, and throughout the world, And I'm not going to be like Facebook. I'm not going to be like Instagram and all these corrupt platforms that are infiltrating from all types of, as far as political, as far as monies and what have you. I don't want money from any political as far as Democrats, Republicans. I want to have my own social platform. We have the freedom to speak. So yourfreedomplatform.com. Remember that. It's going to be launched very soon.
I want to ask you because a lot of candidates are talking about the release of their financials. January 15th, I believe, is the day. And I'm just curious, is that something that is of concern to you? Are you going to report out millions and millions of dollars in money in the bank and stuff like that?
I actually like to report my tax returns, and I want to be transparent to the public. I have nothing to hide. And I'd like them to learn from me how the tax codes could be to your advantage in life. In other words, if you're in real estate, you could take advantage of a lot of tax shelters through the tax codes that are implemented here in our tax system in the United States of America. So I'd love for everybody to study my tax return. That would be great. That would be my honor. I present. I have nothing to hide. I'm a transparent person. Anybody can look into anything that I have.
And how do they do that? How do they do that?
I'm an honorary and an integral person. I have nothing to hide.
Hey, Barak, where can folks find this? Is that stuff on your website, or is there another place they can find that kind of information?
Well, basically, when the time comes, and there is, as far as certain documents that I need to submit, to the public as a gubernatorial candidate, that's what I'll do. I'll submit all documents and all measures. Again, I'd like to be transparent, and whenever, as far as I have to, I will deliver my tax returns. I'm not here to hide any sort of thing, shape, or form. Anything in my life, you're all open to see, and you're all open to, as far you're invited to my life. Seriously, because it's not a joke. When you do vote, you have to vote for somebody that is actually honest. Again, honest, integral, and has the ideologies to serve you as people in those perspectives. So, yeah, anybody wants to see anything, anybody wants to learn more about me, anybody wants anything about me, I'm here to deliver. You could, as far as go ahead and go into my website, www.barackzilberberg.com. Actually, my website is up and going. I just reconstructed it. It's beautiful. So all of you go in there. You could register to vote, and also, furthermore, if you'd like to invest into my campaign, there are functions and buttons there as well. And then there's my apparel as far as company in there as well.
There you go. Barak, be safe out on the campaign trail. We'll talk again soon, I promise.
Thank you so very much, Kevin. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all, Nevadans. I love you. And for all of you in the United States, I'm a true patriot. I love Nevada. I love the United States, and I'm here to serve you. Nobody else.
There you
all
go.
All of you. For the people, by the people, and with the people. Thank you for inviting me over to your show, Kevin.
Thank you, Barak.
Honor. It's always an honor.
Thank you, sir. There you go. Barak Zilberberg,